Okay, welcome to another episode of Alvin and the Bradys. So this is episode 30. So yeah, we were talking about but before I get to the Chipettes, I want to talk about after the series after the Chipmunk series ended. There were several holiday specials, Chipmunk Celebration, Trick or Treason, and I think the Easter Chipmunk. And anyway, and I think and both they aired in the mid-90s, I think, on the USA Network. And anyway, I think the first episode, the first special, I think it was called Chipmunk Celebration. And that one, it showed, a lot of unknown, unnamed chipmunk characters that were part of, Alvin, Simon, and Theodore's family. But of course, they're not named. They're, And of course, in the Easter Chipmunk, I guess, they have a grandfather. There's a grandfather chipmunk character, and he actually has a tail. Of course, chipmunks didn't have tails back in the 80s series, but they did, but they do now in the new series, the current series. I don't know why they didn't draw them with tails in the old series. Probably to make them more human-like. But I really love the new series that's been going on. But I've been talking about the Easter Chipmunk, where where it was. I think it was supposed to be their grandfather, but he doesn't have a high pitch. He doesn't have a high chipmunk voice like the rest of the chipmunks. So they might be considered a type of human in that regard. But anyway, let's talk about the Chipettes. So before we talked about it just showed them in an orphanage, escaping an orphanage and trying to get back with their friend Olivia, of course. The story. But anyway, there's no mention of their birth mother, and of course there is of a. And I'm assuming that their birth mother might look something like Eleanor here, since the chipmunks ones had brown hair. Theirs might have blonde hair, and she might look something like Carol Brady. That's what I'm assuming, because and and I want to discuss some future episodes here. I want in this current series, I would like to know more about I would like to see more episodes about the Chipettes, and I'd like to know more about that Olivia girl. I'd like to see more episodes, about that Olivia girl, and maybe some more episodes about when they were little and babies, and because that's the only episode that shows them when they were babies. That's the only episode. I mean, there was the episode the Chipmunks go to the movies. That was like the very last season of the Alvin and the Chipmunks run. That was like the very last episode of the very last season, and they like. I mean, they weren't really, I mean, they didn't, the Chipmunks were just, they were just presentations. The episodes were just presentations by the Chipmunks, and the Chipmunks would reenact, the movies and like fantasy sequences, And of course, there's an episode called Bigger, and the Chipettes they play, the babes, so they're not really the Chipettes, and of course, all the characters look more human-like. And anyway, I guess Alvin wanted to grow up, and he grew up, and of course, they want him to market the babes, and they give them, a new image, and he dresses them up as babies. And of course, Chipettes, or the babes don't like this, And of course, when he makes the video, everything comes crashing down on them, and they don't like it. So anyway, that's about it. I want to see more episodes about Olivia. Of course, I'm gonna try to make this episode let's just fit as much as I can. But anyway, I'd like to see more episodes with that Olivia girl in future episodes, and of course, I would like to know more about their birth mother, who she is and what she looked like, and if there's any, proof, because I really felt sorry for the Chipettes, and, I'd like to know, I'd like to go, back even further to know their family history, other than just escaping the orphanage, and why Olivia hasn't, gotten back to them, and, So some other future episodes, that I'd like to see, like Alvin and Brittany, fight over some, room, like the attic, that would make a good episode, and, when, a character in that show takes practical joking too far, almost like Jan did. But, that's probably on Alvin's, or maybe, one of the Chipettes. It might even be funnier if one of the Chipettes did, practical joking, maybe, Eleanor. Be a good character for that, and she seems to be the least shy of the Chipettes. And, me go over some other, and the last episode of the Brady Bunch called the Hairbrain Scheme, when Greg's hair turned orange. There's also an 80s episode where they use hair tonic. I think it was called Dr. Simon and Mr. Heartthrob, and Alvin's trying to win the award for Heartthrob of the Year for Tiger Beat magazine in that episode, and he, and I guess like Simon uses hair tonic that makes him, so he ends up like winning the contest instead of Alvin in that episode. But anyway, but that could, the last episode, the Brady Bunch, the hair-brain screen, that could be, a good idea for a future episode of, Alvin and the Chipmunks, here, we could have one of the characters' hair turn green, like Alvin or Brittany. That would be a good episode, or fighting over, a room, like a new room in the house, and, stuff like that, or, practical joking, or even like another, even like the Fright Night episode. That would be a good episode with the Chipmunks and the Chipettes. They could like scare each other, and then eventually, Alvin will get yelled at the end because they took the scaring joke too far with the ghosts. That would be a good future episode too, but anyway, those are, the future episodes, so that I can, think of, and, oh yeah, and I forgot to mention one more episode, the big sprain, that's when, Alice sprains her ankle and Carol's visiting her sick aunt, so, the Brady kids have to, dad duty. They have to, clean up. They have to, make breakfast, clean the house, make the beds, whatever. And that there's a similar episode here with when Dave gets sick at the, chipmunk house, and of course, the chipmunk, Alvin doesn't want Miss Miller to help out, so he does the dad duty. He makes the meal. He makes just like the Brady kids, he makes the meals, cleans the house. Well, at least he tries to. He makes a purple mess all over the kitchen, and he's betting with Simon, so he doesn't have to do yoga poses and stuff. And anyway, that's about it. That's about it. I think I've covered everything. I think I've covered everything, that's about it for comparing episodes and all the details. And in the next episode, we're gonna get to my hopes and dreams, and I'm gonna go, and I'm gonna, of course, yeah. So see you all in the next episode. It might not be for a while, so but I'll let you guys know. I hope you join. I hope I've covered just about everything that compares, the Brady Bunch to Alvin and the Chipmunks. So and I just, hope. I just hope, the Chipettes finally find their birth mother, like the Chipmunks, and they get to meet up with Olivia again. Maybe have Olivia marry Dave and have them all live in the same house. But anyway, we'll discuss all of that in the next episode. So anyway, my hopes and dreams is probably going to be next. I mean, I've covered just about everything I could think of for Alvin and the Chipmunks and the Brady Bunch. So we'll see everyone in the next episode. Thank you. Bye-bye.